Good morning, Wisconsin. My name is Dr. Eugene Manzanet, and I welcome you to this year's Small Business Academy 2024. Working for our Wisconsin business community as the Senior Director of Diverse Business Development for the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. It continues to be an honor and a privilege. And our department's vision is to advance our economy by maximizing business opportunities while enhancing access to resources and information throughout the diverse business communities of the state. In achieving this, we can meet WEDC's vision of an economy for all, that every Wisconsinite can thrive in a global, competitive, and changing economic environment. We are thrilled to host and lead the development of this annual program that coincides with the U.S. Small Business Administration National Small Business Week. This program started in 2014 and continues to attract entrepreneurs, small business owners, and future business owners, all that need to connect to business resources and get the necessary guidance and coaching to start and grow their business correctly. We lead our collaborative effort of volunteers and community partners that help continue to serve our business community actively by supporting and developing the educational, resource-filled programs such as this Small Business Academy. Before we start our program, I want to take a moment to thank all our volunteers, community partners who have developed both this in-person and virtual program offered this year. Many of these names and corporations and organizations are part of our overall development of our ecosystem of community resources, technical advisors, and organizations that help support the ongoing economic well-being of Wisconsin. First, we want to say thank you to our sponsor, U.S. Bank, and their entire business banking segment, who have been phenomenal in their ongoing support of our efforts. I also want to take a moment and thank Suzanne Swaska for decades of advocacy, leadership, and compassion that she led in her different roles, especially in her most recent role with U.S. Bank, as she is retiring today after years of service. Thank you, Suzanne, for your years of leadership, advocacy, and commitment to both the Milwaukee and the Wisconsin business community. We also want to thank our National Chapter of the Year 2024, SCORE, Lisa Foster and her entire team. Thank you for your ongoing support. Small Business Development Center, the Wisconsin Procurement Institute, Ina and her entire crew have been absolutely instrumental in the ongoing development of this program. Wisconsin Development Administration, Nicolet College, also a shout out to Wisconsin Department of Transportation, Wisconsin Women's Business Initiative Corporation, and Wendy Baumans and the entire group. Thank you for your ongoing support. The U.S. Business Administration. We also want to give a special shout out to the Latino Entrepreneur Network and Dr. Nelson Soler. We also want to say thank you to Western Dairyland Economic Opportunity Council. A special thank you to the entire Ethnic and Diverse Business Council, led by Marjorie Rucker and her entire team at the Business Council. Rock County Jumpstart, and our dear friends and partners and colleagues at First American Capital Corporation, and Gary and Mayor. Thank you all for your ongoing support of our program and the development and planning of this year's Small Business Academy 2024. As you can see, this is truly a collaborative approach and commitment to serving the business community as an annual resource for information, education that makes our Small Business Academy the success it continues to be for the entire state of Wisconsin. Lastly, this program is one of several that the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation and the Diverse Business Development Team leads annually. So I hope you can mark your calendars and save the date for our annual Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, known as Marketplace 2024. It is to be held this December 10th, 11th, and 12th at the newly renovated Robert W. Baird Expo Center in downtown Milwaukee. Now, I would like to share a recording from one of our key partners and supporters of the Small Business Academy. We'll turn it over to David Friedman and U.S. Bank.
Happy National Small Business Month. I wish I could see all your smiling faces this morning joining us in person and virtually. Whether you're a small business owner or someone who supports small businesses, I know you recognize that all of you joining us have two things in common. You're either working towards living out your dream, running, sustaining, and growing a small business, and you have realized that it can take a village to help you get there. Since you're joining us here, I trust you also realize there is no need to walk the journey alone. As a small business banking leader for the Midwest region at U.S. Bank, each day I see the importance of community and partnerships in helping small business owners find the resources, information, and connection to grow and plan for the future. As I shared last year, when we launched a new lending program called the Business Diversity Lending Program, which is aimed at supporting women, minority, and veteran-owned businesses, we have greatly expanded the ability of qualified businesses to obtain capital through modified credit guidelines, and we are seeing even more dreams come true since the launch last year. We understand how this critical lending program builds on our bank's broader efforts to support underrepresented businesses and help address the wealth gap. There's so much I could say about how you all make our communities a more vibrant place for everyone. You own the restaurants we eat at. You are the plumbers and the electricians that bring us fresh water and power to our homes. And in my case, a dry cleaner who makes sure my dress shirts are always looking sharp and remove the occasional ranch dressing stain after enjoying the best cheese curds in Green Bay. We are proud to be able to support you on your path toward achieving your business goals. Thank you all so much for what you do to support and bring life to our communities.
Thank you, David Friedman, for your words and your ongoing support. And thank you to U.S. Bank for their financial support to the Small Business Academy over the years. I am pleased to turn it over to WEDC's leader, secretary, and CEO, Missy Hughes. Missy Hughes is the current Secretary and CEO of Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, the state's leading economic development organization, and she was appointed to the post by Governor Evers in September 2019. Prior to joining WEDC, she was the Chief Counsel and Chief Mission Officer for Organic Valley, a Wisconsin-based nationwide cooperative of organic dairy farmers. In her role at WEDC, Secretary Hughes oversees the efforts and attract businesses to Wisconsin and help existing businesses expand, meet the current and future workforce needs, promote global trade and investments, support thriving communities and small businesses, encourage entrepreneurship and innovation, addresses the unique needs of the rural residents, and advance economic well-being of every Wisconsinite.
Hello, I'm Missy Hughes, Secretary and CEO of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. WEDC is pleased to sponsor the Small Business Academy because small businesses like yours are so incredibly important to Wisconsin. One of the best parts of my job is getting out and meeting small business owners throughout this state. I'm always inspired by the creativity, hard work, and grit so many business owners show, and the pride they take in their businesses and their communities. The last few years have been an especially exciting time for WEDC. We've helped almost 9,500 businesses open or move into new spaces with the help of our Main Street Bounce Back grants. These businesses are transforming our downtowns and creating new opportunities in every part of Wisconsin. One of the lessons we've learned from working with so many of these businesses is that small businesses really know how to stretch a dollar, and sometimes just a little help is all it takes to get big results. As your businesses grow, WEDC is always ready to work with you, from helping you get off the ground with programs like the Small Business Academy to grants and other forms of assistance to help you scale up. I want to thank you for the great work you do every day and for your commitment to making Wisconsin a great place to live, work, and do business. And now I'm so excited to introduce Lieutenant Governor Sara Rodriguez.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 11th Annual Lieutenant Governor's Small Business Academy. I'm Lieutenant Governor Sara Rodriguez, and I am so excited to be part of this event. Small businesses like yours are vitally important to Wisconsin. Whether they're retailers or restaurants, manufacturers or service providers, small businesses account for more than 90% of all businesses in our state, employing more than 1.4 million workers. So in Wisconsin, small businesses have a really big impact. They're what make our community special, and we're proud of each and every one of them. Over the last few years, Wisconsin has invested in our small businesses in some important ways, and we're seeing the results all around us. New businesses are opening, unemployment keeps hitting record lows, and our state is in the best financial position it's been in generations. As you might have heard Governor Evers mention, Wisconsin ranked first among states for the share of federal recovery funds dedicated to business, and second for the share of those funds devoted to economic development. Many of those investments have gone to small businesses like yours. For instance, since 2021, WEDC has invested $95 million in Main Street Bounce Back grants to help nearly 9,500 small businesses move into empty storefronts in downtowns all across Wisconsin. Those 9,500 businesses are hiring people, supporting local suppliers, and giving downtowns in all 72 counties a new sense of excitement. But that's not all. Every year, WEDC is investing millions in communities and businesses like yours, helping innovative businesses grow, addressing workforce needs like housing, transportation, and affordable childcare, and supporting the kinds of communities where people want to live, play, work, and thrive. Our state is backing small businesses because we know that every small business is the result of hard work and dreams. That's why I'm so pleased to be here today to kick off the Lieutenant Governor's Small Business Academy. Over the next 3 days, the Small Business Academy will provide you with the tools and resources your businesses need to succeed. You'll learn about marketing, finance, and management. You'll get to network with other small business owners, and you'll get the advice and insights you need to grow your business. I know that many of you are already successful entrepreneurs, but I also know that there's always more to learn. And that's why I want to encourage you to take advantage of everything this program has to offer. I'd like to thank all the partners involved in this important event: the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, the U.S. Small Business Administration, the U.S. Department of Transportation, and the Wisconsin Department of Transportation, the Wisconsin Small Business Development Center, the Wisconsin Procurement Institute, the Ethnic Diverse Business Coalition, the Wisconsin Women's Business Initiative Corporation, SCORE Association, and U.S. Bank. Please remember that all these partners are here to assist your business every day, not just during the Academy. So when you're looking for answers, don't hesitate to reach out to them. Finally, I want to thank all of you for being here and for all that you do to make our state great. Now, let's get to work.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Rodriguez. The support from the Lieutenant Governor's office over the last 11 years of Small Business Academy is deeply felt and appreciated. Now, before the 2024 Small Business Administration Award winning panel is shown, I'd like to finally introduce the 27th Administrator of the U.S. Small Business Administration, Isabel Guzman, Casillas Guzman. Ms. Guzman is the 27th Administrator of the U.S. Small Business Administration and serves in President Biden's cabinet as the leading advocate to America's 33 million businesses and innovative startups. Guzman has made advancing entrepreneurship her life's work. Growing up, she worked alongside her father in a chain of veterinary hospitals, an experience that shaped her understanding of entrepreneurship and transformative effect on customers and on their communities. She went on to launch her own businesses across a range of industries and advise over other founders in paving their way to America's dream of business ownership. She served as the SBA Deputy Chief of Staff in the Obama-Biden administration, and then led California's Office of the Small Business Advocate. In early 2021, President Biden asked her to lead the SBA and bipartisan vote in the U.S. Senate. And under Guzman's leadership, the agency manages $500 billion portfolio and deploys $50 billion in funding annually to America's small business owners. As an administrator, she spearheads the key agency initiatives to deliver essential pandemic assistance to the most vulnerable small businesses and underserved communities. She has also implemented effective strategies that help small businesses and innovative startups gain unprecedented access to capital, contracting and professional networks, technical training, and digital tools for disaster support. As a result, more than ever before, millions of America's entrepreneurs have the resources they need to start, grow, and build a resilient business.
Hi, I'm Isabel Guzman, the 27th Administrator of the U.S. Small Business Administration. Happy National Small Business Week. As the voice for America's more than 33 million small businesses and innovative startups, it gives me great pleasure to celebrate entrepreneurs here in Wisconsin and all over America. This year, there is much to celebrate as our small businesses continue to fuel unprecedented economic growth. Since the start of the Biden-Harris administration, we've seen a small business boom with nearly 17 million applications filed to start new businesses. And that includes 5.5 million filed in just last year alone. President Biden's Investing in America agenda is delivering the strongest economic recovery in the world, and more Americans than ever are pursuing their dreams of small business ownership. That's why our outstanding SBA Wisconsin office has joined forces with the Lieutenant Governor's Small Business Academy to deliver powerful tools and a network of partners over the next 3 days to help you start and grow your businesses. You will also soon meet SBA's 2024 award-winning small businesses in discussion on how they've succeeded with SBA's assistance. We are grateful for this opportunity to collaborate with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation and to elevate and educate small businesses during National Small Business Week. The nearly 500,000 small businesses in Wisconsin and the more than 33 million firms nationally are the backbone of our economy. Your businesses are engines for job creation and really the lifeblood of our communities. I hope you make the most out of the Small Business Academy and all it has to offer. Thank you so much from all of us at the SBA.
Good morning and welcome to the Small Business Academy, and thank you to my boss, SBA Administrator Guzman, for that warm introduction. She's here in Wisconsin today on one of 4 stops across the country during National Small Business Week, and it is an honor to host her. I am Eric Ness, SBA's Wisconsin District Director. I, too, would like to thank the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation for this collaboration, now in its 3rd year, to bring training and expertise from SBA's and WEDC's partners statewide to support our Badger State small businesses in their journey to start, grow, and succeed. For more than 60 years, SBA has selected outstanding small businesses and their supporters as worthy of awards during National Small Business Week. This year is truly extraordinary for how SBA's Wisconsin partners have been also recognized. We knew they were great, and it's a thrill to see that appreciated well beyond Wisconsin. These groups you can contact to get assistance, as are all of our excellent organizations represented to this week. SCORE Southeast Wisconsin was selected as the National SCORE Chapter of the Year from among more than 200 chapters nationwide. This chapter reached more than 1,000 small businesses last year and conducted 2,400 mentoring sessions with small business owners. The SCORE chapter is also home to SBA's SCORE Mentor of the Year for Wisconsin, Mike Miller. He is the go-to for new mentors on working with clients and has energized the chapter's client engagement, resulting in the chapter's highest satisfaction statistics ever in 2023 and doubling the number of clients SCORE Southeast works with. SBA Regional Administrator Glipai has named the SBDC at UW-Madison as the region's SBDC Excellent and Innovation Center Award winner from 115 SBDCs in the Great Lakes region. This center staff of 6 has created Spanish language programs in collaboration with WEDC, hosts an accounting and financial project clinic, and has a 100% client satisfaction rate. The SBDC also boasts our Small Business Person of the Year as long-term clients. You'll hear more about that soon. And our Wisconsin Women's Business Center of the Year is WEDC Southeast in Kenosha, has 2 of our Small Business Award winners as clients. They reach deep into the community to touch small business owners just starting out with organizations as diverse as the Literacy Council and the Spanish Center. They serve nearly 100 loan clients across 5 Southeast Wisconsin counties. Congratulations to them all, and I thank them for their dedicated and unwavering support of Wisconsin business owners like you. Let's meet our winning small businesses and panelists. We have Sam McDaniel and Jessica Benish from Fortune Favors Small Business Person of the Year. We have Theo E.I. Sully of Toki and Associates, our 8A graduate of the year. And we have Jenny Albrecht of Eastview Coffee, Emerging Small Business of the Year. And our last winner for this year is Amanda Roman of Dominia Counseling, Minority Small Business Champion of the Year. So with that, let's meet our small businesses and ask them some questions. So I think what we'll do is we'll start off with our small business winners of the year of Sam and Jessica. And why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got started as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so I think for me, I'm one of those people that sort of fell into it and found I couldn't really do anything else. I've worked in food and food adjacent businesses my whole life, and worked in every step of opening restaurants and grocery stores, from being a bagger in a brand new grocery store on up to owning the business. Through that time, I feel like it sort of becomes a part of you, and it took me a while, with a lot of encouragement from a lot of people, my wife especially, to realize that it really was the only choice for me. That the thrill and the fulfillment that comes from working with people that you like and having control of your business and being a part of the community that are entrepreneurs is so important that it really was it's kind of a no-brainer. And I've opened more than 15 restaurants, 4 grocery stores, and now I joined up late in this one. I started after my partner started the business, but now a candied pecan business as well.
Wow. Jess, you have the same?
My path was a little bit different. After having 2 kids in 3 years, I found that I couldn't maintain a 40+ hour a week job, be present for my family the way I wanted to, and be a sane person all at the same time. So I chose family and sanity, and walked away from a long-term corporate career. Not 48 hours after walking away from that, our third partner, Eric Rupert, called me up. He had been my boss at that job for a long time, and wanted to start up the little candied pecan business we had joked about for several years. In 2017, we started working on it. We opened our shop in 2018. Sam joined us in 2019. And in the year since, we now have 15 employees, a manufacturing facility, and some really exciting stuff on the horizon. But mostly I ended up here because I couldn't find the kind of business I wanted to work for, one that would allow me to have the family and the hard, challenging work at the same time, and perhaps in equal measure. So we had to go out and build it. So that's what brought me here.
Wow. Hey, Theo, how'd you get started? What's your pathway? You're muted.
My grandfather was a railroad engineer. My father was a civil engineer. So we have engineers in our family. My wife is an industrial safety engineer, and I'm a architectural and construction engineer. So we've got engineers in our family, and all of our family members have eventually worked for themselves as entrepreneurs. And I had no choice but to join them. And now I'm working on my oldest son to join, to take over. He's my retirement plan. But one of the things I did early in my career was to work for a small consulting engineering firm to learn the ropes. And when I was interviewed for that job, he asked me, "What is your 5-year plan?" And my answer to him was to be sitting where you are sitting, with my own company. And he said, "Well, I should not have to hire you." I said, "Well, I've got a master's degree. The position is for a BS degree. You pay me for a bachelor's degree, not a master's degree, but I need something that you have that nobody taught me in school." And he said, "What was that?" I said, "On-the-job experience. How do I hire people? How do I deal with people? How do I handle accounting? How do I hire the right consultants? What do I need to do? How do I put proposals together? How do I know how much to charge for my services?" He told me, "You are hired." Interview was on a Friday. I started work on a Monday. And I spent 5 years there. And he knew exactly when I was leaving. And I made sure all projects were completed, tidied up before I left. And I learned a lot from him.
Great.
And in 1987, I started Toki and Associates, and this is 2024. So you could tell how long I've been in this business, continuously in the city of Milwaukee, and we've been successful all that time, every year.
Right. Hey, Jenny, what's your thoughts on entrepreneurship and what gets you started?
Wow. Well, I think I didn't have a choice in the matter. Both my parents are entrepreneurs. And I was one of those kids at a young age. I sold everything that I could. I mean, I was selling funnel cakes in my mom's veterinary clinic. So that's always been genetically in me to do that. And then I think reflecting back on what led me to starting my current business, I just had a string of jobs where I didn't feel fulfilled or challenged in the right way. It just wasn't the greatest match for me. I have a family, I have a lot of values, and I just couldn't find it. So I started Eastview out of a position of I had a hobby that I loved, I saw a need for it, and I knew I wanted to be self-employed and have my own business. So here we are.
Amanda, your thoughts?
So I started Domina Consulting in March of 2021. During the pandemic, I was employed with a payroll HR company. And at that time, they were doing some cutbacks. And I actually had a few opportunities that I was on the fence about for a few months, working with some government agencies, Wisconsin DOT and Racine County. And I was pregnant with our 5th son at the time. So I had been on the fence for a while and just deciding to start something that I had been getting lots of requests, of course, during the pandemic to assist with various needs in the small business community, but more so that were culturally relevant to our underutilized, underserved demographics. And when I lost my position, it was like, okay, here's your sign. You should probably do something now. And yeah, it was just pull the trigger and let's go and let's do it. And it's been going great.
So Amanda, if they're over the last couple of years, what maybe is your biggest challenge that you've had to deal with?
Oh, so many challenges, right, guys? I would say my biggest challenge, believe it or not, we grew very quickly because the need for culturally relevant consulting for small businesses was very high. It still is very high. But just getting access to capital and the right people as well, because when you grow, you also have to grow your own capacity. And although you're consulting others, it's like you have to constantly take a step back and reassess. And so those were probably two of my biggest challenges.
Wow. Jenny, what's your challenge?
Well, I did have the fortune of starting Eastview during COVID in 2020, but I think looking at it a little bit broader, I think the biggest challenge that Eastview has with me is it comes down to personality, right? So ourselves are so immersed in our business that I'm an introvert. I'm shy by nature. It's honestly the challenge of stepping outside of my own comfort and getting the visibility that I need to grow my business. And that's come time and time again. And I appreciate the personal growth that comes with business growth. So that's really been, yeah, that's probably been the most challenging area of the whole business thus
Wow.
far.
Theo, what's been your challenge?
My biggest challenge is finding experienced people that are willing to work half as hard as I'm working. Because, you get these projects, you've got to perform. You've got to start and ending dates. And when you have people that are not committed to your firm, it really, really hurts when an employee gives you a resignation letter in the middle of a project. And now you're scrambling as a small business to find somebody that doesn't know your culture to come in and help finish the project. You as the owner can only do so much.
Right.
So I've learned a long time ago to look outside my firm for consultants. So I have attorneys, I have bankers, I have lawyers, accountants, CPA firms. My bonding agent, I'm very close to them. I just try to make sure I surround myself with other people that can help me temporarily meet my needs.
Wow.
So it's been our biggest challenge.
And Sam and Jessica, what's your challenge?
I had two that were really sticking out to me. The first is, we manufacture a food product, keeping our manufacturing and our packaging capacity roughly in line with our sales is just always an ongoing challenge. If your sales are way ahead of your manufacturing capacity, you can't make enough to fill the orders without outsourcing production. And we don't want to do that. We own our own means of production. We feel very strongly about that. So we don't want to outsource it. But if capacity is way ahead, you're sitting on a building and equipment assets you can't use, you're tying up that cash. So keeping those two progressing in line is always a challenge. And then the other one is managing cash flow in a seasonal business. We are certainly working to smooth out the year as we get a little bit bigger, but I can't imagine we won't always have a spike in November and December. Candied pecans are a very heavily fourth quarter giftable product. And so the way we have dealt with that is trying to smooth out the year. Very careful line of credit management. We talk about it most days of the week. And then using SBA products and having a banking partner that really understands and believes in our product and our capability has been absolutely crucial to keeping that cash flow working, even when it only comes in a few times a year.
Jessica, can you just describe your product for a second?
we make the best darn candy pecans in America. Most candy pecans are 50% sugar by weight. Ours are 7. So we are focused on using better for you ingredients and everybody has seen a candy pecan that's just like a giant pile of sugar with a little nut in there. We all know what sugar tastes like. We're trying to highlight the real beautiful flavor of North America's only native nut, the pecan. Try to hang on to a lot of that really great nut flavor with only a very lightly coated candy shell, or candied shell, I should say. They're really delicious. Check us out, fortunefavorsnuts.com.
Sounds good. Hey, Sam, do you have a challenge?
Yeah, I think Jess laid out on the financial side the biggest ones. Then the other sort of people part of it, as Theo mentioned, as we talk about all the time, finding the balance between the needs of the business as it relates to developing your employees and yourselves while still running the rest of the business. We're making and selling the nuts, but really the maybe the majority of our work is about putting our people into the right spots and making sure that they can execute what we're trying to do. Because as small as we are, we've passed the point where Eric and Jess and I are able to do even the majority of the work. We want to, like everybody on the screen, we're entrepreneurs and we want to do all of it, but it's not possible. And the sooner you accept that, the better. But it's very difficult. And as Theo said, when people leave, all of a sudden, it can be a big blow. And it's a different mode of operating too for us to be thinking about creating processes and pathways for our people rather than selling the product. I mean, I'm a sales guy. I'm in New Orleans right now selling our product. And that feels very natural. The rest of it is a little bit more challenging.
Back to you all, Sam and Jess. I know, Jess, you alluded to it a little bit, but what kind of SBA products did you utilize?
Yeah, I'm going to let Sam field this one, but just to say that we are basically SBA poster children.
Yeah, we've essentially every possible avenue to partner with the SBA and the SBA partners, we have walked down that avenue. When Eric and Jess were concepting and starting the business, they worked with the SCORE mentor. The first funding assistance we got and further mentorship was through WIBIC. We have an SBA-backed line of credit. We received an economic injury disaster loan and a PPP loan during the pandemic. We have a 7A loan for the production facility that we purchased a year and a half ago, and we have a 504 for working capital in that time as well. So pretty much you name it, and we are partnered very deeply with everybody. And the sort of thing that encapsulates all of it is our work with the UW-Madison SBDC. They are literally a part of our team. We would not be here without them. They have been integral to everything that we've done and helped us every step of the way to be able to weather. We all have been through this incredibly difficult period of time on top of the difficulty of starting a business. And without Amy and Michelle and the rest of the crew at UW-Madison SBDC, we would not be here. So we're about as entwined as we can get.
Great. Theo, who have you worked with at the SBA?
During the earlier years of our company, we went through SCORE, and through SCORE, after 8 years, we went through the 8A program, and that really helped our business grow. We're one of those companies that really benefited from the 8A program. Then after that ended, we became a graduate, and since then we've been financially, we've been using SBA. So for our corporate office, we use the SBA loan as part of it. It's paid off now, so that's good. It's nice to finally own a building that doesn't have any mortgage on it. But we also have bonding. Our bonding capacity was increased, and our bonding agents will not bond us because they said we didn't have enough collateral in our business to handle such a large bond request. So we have gone to SBA for bond guarantees. So I think currently they guarantee up to 80%. So that has allowed us to bid on larger projects, to work on larger projects. And without SBA, that would not have been possible.
Excellent. Good to hear. Jenny, Who have you worked with at the SBA or the SBA partners?
Great. Well, I did reach out to SCORE in the early days of Eastview Coffee, most definitely. But most of the work with SBA has been with WIBIC. We've been fortunate enough to receive a loan, and I think our partnership with WIBIC is not just about being a loan partner, but all of their connections and resources and education has been incredibly beneficial. I can't tell you how frequently I'm emailing or looking for help with something that we need. As a small business owner, I need someone I can reach out to make those initial connections, or I'm stumped. So I can't say enough good things about all the partnerships out there.
Excellent. Amanda, who have you worked with?
So I've worked with quite a few SBA partners. Part of what I do as a small business consultant is I have a referral network, I guess you can call it, and I really leverage that network. I believe it's one of the most important things as an entrepreneur to have is who are your people, who has your back, who can support you. And I've worked with Heather Lux from WIBIC for a number of years. I'm on their ambassador committee. And I had the pleasure of meeting Jenny last week at one of our meetings. But Heather Lux and her team, they send me a lot of referrals. They support me in one of the services I provide, which is technical assistance for underutilized business certifications. And so we just have that reciprocal type of referral relationship, just leveraging each other. But I also have worked with, for a number of years, Racine County Economic Development Corp., and I'm on their loan advisory committee, which we do the SBA 504 lending. And, they promote and market me and partner with me in just about everything. And it's a beautiful relationship to have other resource partners who are nonprofits supporting a for-profit resource partner. And then recently I did get a SCORE mentor, Mark McCleary, who is great. And we just started working together, and, he's helping me pick apart my business and re-strategize, and it's great. So quite a few SBA partners.
Sounds good. So Amanda, for businesses getting started or out there, what advice would you give them?
So much, right? Well, this entrepreneurial journey is it's tough. It's tough, and I guess for me, I'm a person of faith, and so just really sticking to my beliefs and my convictions, and just walking with God as my compass. Whatever that looks like for you, definitely cling to that. But one of my mentors and friends had given me advice that I just try to tell all of my clients is that if you're passionate about something and you find purpose with it, that you put a plan to it, and if you just keep going, taking one step after another, it's going to succeed. It won't fail if you just keep putting one foot in front of the other. So thank you for that, Dr. Nelson Soler. It was great advice, and I hope everyone hears it.
Sounds good. That is good advice. Jenny, now you have a coffee shop, right? So tell us a little bit about that and give us some advice.
Great. Well, I'm actually at the core, I'm a food manufacturer, so I'm a coffee roaster. And then this December, I moved after 3+ years doing that into a brick and mortar. So now I have a coffee shop, a tasting room. So it's been an exciting journey, having many different aspects of the business. But I think the best advice I would have is, starting this off, I would think, hey, I get through this struggle, it's going to get easier, right? I kept thinking like, oh, if I get this figured out, it's going to get better. And I think the thing I've learned now, a few years into the journey, is that you don't get to that point, but you get quicker at this problem solving, and you get more and more excited about the problem solve. When you discover a problem, there's usually an opportunity for some business improvement, personal improvement. There's some change coming. So instead of, you get to love the problem solving part of the business, I think would be, my biggest advice to people is that that's going to come and you're going to get good at it. So
Sounds good. Theo, what do you have for us?
Basically, I believe in always evaluating your business. My company, Toki, is not the same company that was founded a couple of years ago. It's still not the same company that was 5 years ago. You always look for ways to improve the business and don't be pigeonholed, or the way Americans will say, don't put yourself in a glove box. No. So always think outside the box and figure out a way, look at what you're doing and figure out what is profitable and what is not, and figure out what the trends are and change your business. Don't be afraid. Change your business because you're so small but you're also very nimble. So you can change. Those AT&T cannot change as fast as we can, right, because it's too large. It's a big boat, but we are in a speed boat, so we can we can change direction. So don't be pigeonholed. Don't be afraid to take chances. Think it through. That's what makes us entrepreneurs. There's a problem. You look at it and you say, okay, what solutions do I have? Where do I need to go? Who do I need to talk to? How do I make this happen? Get your team, sit them down and evaluate and say, here's where we're going. The best solution is to have a captain that knows exactly where they're going. So when you're driving your boat, your team knows where exactly you're going. If you're going to Chicago, they know you're going to Chicago, not Minneapolis.
Thanks, Theo.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have about a minute. So Sam and Jess, give us a quick one.
I'll go real quick. I think I have continually been surprised about the power of relationships in this work. Relationships have got us where we are now, and it's going to get us to the next level. I'm much like you, Jenny. I really don't jump into the spotlight very often. I usually let Sam handle that. But I have been continually shocked at the power of those, and good people putting good work out into the world, good things will come back. The only other thing I would say is to be very honest about your own shortcomings and find a partner or two who can fill in those skill or desire gaps. You cannot be good at everything. We like to think we can, but we can't. So find somebody who is good at that thing that you're not good at or that you absolutely hate and let them do it. We have only gotten where we've been because Sam, Eric, and I are all three firing on all fronts. And having good, capable partners who are also friends is also what lets this be the business that any of us want to work at. You can take a vacation day, no problem. You can take a sick day, no problem, because we have a team to backfill. I know that's not available to every entrepreneur, but gosh, if you can get one, get thyself a partner.
Very good. Thanks to all. Thanks to all. I think we're running out of time, but I wanted to thank you to our panelists and our winners today, and we hope you found their insight valuable. And please stay in touch with the SBA and with our partners. We're here to help you succeed and find the resources you need. So happy National Small Business Week and enjoy the rest of the Small Business Academy. Thank you.